Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are in a creative mixed media art journal, a traveler's notebook size, following the words and wisdom of Mark Twain in his book, Following the Equator. Sit down, enjoy, and let's see where we go. Okie dokie. Couple disclaimers. I moved my camera and I forgot to move my work target for filming area down just a smidgen, so a lot of the top is cut off on this journal. This is some more paper that I made off of combining images off of Pinterest and combining Nick Bantock images and combining my own things on top of all of that, and combining and combining and combining. We are in Dunedin, New Zealand. I'm thinking I'm saying that right. Can't swear to it. And I have that little tiny flip in that was left over from way in the beginning of this documentation of Mark Twain's book, Following the Equator. And he just talked about coming into Dunedin. That's all he says. And then he talked about the Moray tribes and their tattoos and their artwork again. And the Moray were the indigenous New Zealanders. And don't know if there's any left. I think they were wiped out between being corralled into reservations, what we call reservations here, and diseases. I think they were wiped out. There might be distant relatives of smaller amounts of bloodline left. So in order to honor them, I took some black paper and I cut a tiny strip to fit over that little tiny tip in, and my hand covers it most of the time, but I am sort of simulating a tattoo pattern that a lot of Polynesian, Australian, Australasia is what I keep seeing in the book. Australasia, is that term even still relevant? I'm not sure. All of these island environments, even Hawaii, have tribal tattoos. And I see this a lot because there's a lot of Samoans in California. And they have a lot of pattern work on their tattoos. So I kind of made a pattern. Also in this chapter, he talked about going to a garden and seeing a caterpillar with a plant growing out of it. So the caterpillar with the plant growing out of it has to make it on here too. In hindsight, I probably would have put it over the picture of the elephant, since there are no elephants in New Zealand. That's in the Nick Bantock paper, but it's fine. It's staying there. And another disclaimer, I apologize for my crying on yesterday's video. It is the next morning. It is Thursday morning. Still completely and utterly sad. A little bit more able to keep my emotions in check. Turn off recording buttons when I really should have. Yesterday would have been a plus, but oh well, it's out there. It is what it is. Life goes on. Not quite as fluffy as it used to be. And we will recover. It just is sad. And I actually did not film it, but I did manage to do something on that tip-in from the day before, from yesterday's journal, and I'll show you tomorrow, since I already got rid of the footage. So anyhow, I went through this. That's me and the dog. I was looking for a scrap of paper, and this was in the top of my scrap drawer. This was another message from the dog to me to let go. Da 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 da. Here I go again. No more waterworks for you. Sorry. It's a junk journal, and there's also a comment about Trump. Sorry. This is a junk journal that I love. I took out that piece of paper out of that pocket, but there was dogs on either end of it, and that was just a message from the universe to me, from him to me, uh, to let go and to go on with art. So that's what I'm doing. um, but I think I'm going to do something about him in this journal. So, okay, put that aside. Get back to your title. So I took this picture of a Renaissance painting, I think is what it was, or pre-Renaissance maybe even, and added some paint, did a lot of inking, got some more homemade paper. No, that was Echo dyed paper. You'll see me, I rip it. I rip it several times. I just gave in to the rips. Um, and just kind of adding enough gold paint there to make a little bit of a, back the painting up a little bit, whatever you call that. And the white edges had to be dealt with, and tried two different ways to do it. I ended up finally getting out my black Stabilo Woody and putting black on the edges. That was me trying to dry it with my hand. And this little pocket came out of that drawer too, and I'm just adding and scraping paint, so this might make it into the next volume, because it's turning into quite a little jewel. And I thought about making a tab on here with the other half of that, and I backed that off too. Can't make too many decisions with sadness on your heart, so I made a few, but I got to ring myself in a little bit. And that's me thinking, twiddling my thumbs. Anyhow, I finally get it. There's one of the pieces of paper that I ripped because I was trying to make the title, and then I found another piece, and that was too big. So then I found another piece, and I got that one, and I got it just right, kind of like Goldilocks going through here. And make sure I spelled Dunedin right, and I rip it again. Spoiler alert. But I managed to still use it, and it just adds to the texture. And this is my title. And that's what I do for today's spread. So Dunedin, New Zealand, talking about tattoos and Moray artwork and their tattoos, and caterpillars with plants growing out of them. So, that does it for today. I appreciate you watching always. Subscribe if you can. Do what you want to do. You're going to do it anyhow. I do the same. But I do appreciate you all watching every day and being here and letting me babble on, tears or no tears, and messing with my camera on days and then forgetting other days how to work a camera, and on and on. So I'm pretty sure I have several hundred videos out here, so how come I don't know how to run a camera yet? It's beyond me, but it is what it is. And I do appreciate you watching, and I'm just going to let you hear the rest of the noise through the rest of the video. So thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Bye.